Today, I want you to come with me on a journey as we dive deep into the future of the NFL, and we're going to be breaking down the 2026 NFL Draft running back class, going over the top playmakers you need to know about for the upcoming college football season and next year's draft. In 2025, the NFL Draft shook things up with two running backs, Ashton Jeanty and Amarian Hampton, going in the first round, something we haven't seen since 2021 with Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. With the running back position making a major comeback in the NFL, the big question is, can the 2026 class keep the momentum going? Will we see another running back or two running backs go in the first round next year? It is time to rank my top 10 running back prospects, highlighting their skills, and stick around until the end because I'm going to go over some of my honorable mentions who didn't make the list. Let's go ahead, get into it. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Now let's talk football. Of course, starting with number 10, Jahmyr White out of West Virginia. He's 5'7", 190 pounds. He's a former three-star recruit from the 2023 recruiting class, holds the school record for career rushing yards, and he has 5 siblings as well. That's a lot. That's a lot. But he saw 3 starts his freshman year, and then last year had 11 starts where he went for over 840 yards, 7 touchdowns, also had 115 receiving yards. So he was a busy boy in this offense. And keep in mind, he was split in time there with CJ Donaldson Jr., who is now over at Ohio State. But shorter in stature is White, but he's got a strong lower body, explosive athlete. He just hits a different gear when he sees green grass. He keeps the legs churning through contact. I say this every year. I think regardless of position, players who just keep their feet moving through contact, it's a big plus. But especially for the running back position, because he plays low center of gravity, and able to play with that leverage and push piles even, despite being only 190 pounds. Super light on his feet. It's effortless. Jumping from one gap to the next. You love the jump cut, like the vision, good patience, moves really well with a little shimmy, a little shake. He's able to maneuver tight quarters. Last season, 53 forced missed tackles. That's a missed tackle rate of 0.36. That is in the higher percentile. That's a very, very big number. As a matter of fact, among my watch list, I think that was the 3rd highest. So, hell yeah. Love to see it. Really good lateral quicks as well. Can really just take those tight angles and just corner. He's going to beat you to the corner with really good speed. Deadly spin move. Explodes really well out of it. Scary player just in general out in space. Does lack the ideal size. 5'7", hella short. Fun fact, shortest guy I'm going to have on this list. His game is really based on making defenders miss. There is really, when you saw him take a clean hit, he's typically going down on it. Ran the basic running back route tree, which is fine. Could have been used more in the passing game. Drops didn't really help him. Last year, his drop rate was 9.5%. So it's up there. Just the lack of size will also limit him in pass pro. So when you have drops, when you're not able to be a pass protector, it's like, okay, then what really are you going to be for us? That's why I have a 4th round projection on him. At number 9 is actually going to be one of my favorite players in this draft class, Terrence Stewart out of Virginia Tech. He's 5'9", 220 pounds. He was a former 3-star recruit from the 2020 recruiting class. He also participated in track and field in high school. Started his career at Bowling Green. He was a part of my watch list last year. I really liked him. I kind of comped him to a shorter LeGarrette Blount, but he became a starter somewhat in 2021, where he had 5 starts in 9 games. In 2022, he missed the season due to academic and mental health issues, but he had honestly a big comeback in 2023, where he had 6 starts, but was able to make 2nd team All-MAC despite missing 4 games with a leg injury. And then unfortunately last year, he had 6 starts, still split in time there. Did make 1st team All-MAC. Had almost 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, but straight up 64 forced missed tackles is a ludicrous number. 0.38 missed tackles forced per carry is a ludicrous number that is tied for highest on this list. and he averaged over 4 yards after contact, which again is in the upper percentile. But he ended up deciding to transfer, and now he's here at Virginia Tech, going to be replacing Bashal Tutin. And you're getting a nice bowling ball build with Stewart, 5'9", 220 pounds, really good lower body strength. Naturally, just has that shorter stature, allows him to run low to the ground and just play with great leverage. Cat-like balance, by the way, to stay on his feet through contact. Very nimble feet despite his size. Kind of underrated burst and shiftiness, really, as well. He maneuvers tight quarters very, very, very well. The change of direction is relatively solid. Quickly just able to drop weight, change momentum. Elite vision, in my opinion, navigates tight quarters better than anybody in this class. I mean, the way he's able to go through the line of scrimmage is like you doused him in Vaseline. Golly. Keeps his head on a swivel, will remain patient for cutback lanes, and demonstrated that whole see ball, get ball mentality with the very few, and I mean few targets he has gotten over the last couple of years. I mean, this goes back to last summer where I was like, man, hey, this dude's laying out for some passes. It's just, he had like 10 targets on the season or something. And I mean, only 12 receiving yards this past year. So very limited in the passing game. Just rarely used. I mean, you look at his career, 72% of his career snaps came in the run game. He does lack ideal launch speed because of just shorter strides. He was consistently caught from behind. Doesn't have the greatest lateral quickness to be able to win outside, just beat guys to the corner. He did struggle with ball security last year, which was kind of weird because the prior year he was relatively good. Last year, 3 fumbles, not great. The rate on that with only 167 carries, just not good. It's just not. And short-lived, man, kind of limits his effectiveness. Sure, he's going to give it his all to go up and try to make a catch, but short-lived, he's just limited in that capacity. So you kind of feel like you're primarily going to use him as a power back in a sort of a committee, maybe be that RB3, maybe can elevate to be an RB2, but he's going to be, I think, maybe a bit situational when it comes to the NFL. I have a 4th round grade on him. No real special teams experience to really speak of either. I'm going to be much higher on him than the general consensus. I just really like his game, and I'd be willing to take a shot on him early day 3. At number 8, it's Desmond Reed out of Pitt. He's 5'8", 175 pounds, former 3-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. He played running back and returner in high school, participated in track and field as well as a sprinter, but he didn't receive any Power 4 offers despite being a 3-star. Ends up going to Western Carolina, where he ended up getting 2 starts his freshman season. He was the SoCon Freshman of the Year, also made 2nd team All Southern Conference. And then in year 2 there with Western Carolina, played in 8 games, 7 starts, was limited by injury, which it's going to be a little bit of a concern at his size, and we'll talk about it. But he still ended up being a 1st team All Southern Conference. Decided to transfer, took his talents to Pittsburgh last year, and he ended up making 1st team All ACC. He, as a all-purpose player, had almost 1,000 yards rushing, almost 600 yards receiving. He's got a bit of return experience collegiately as well. Did miss some time with a leg injury. It's worth noting, because at that size, you're just going to worry about injuries, man, because he's been banged up the last few years. So with that build, it's just going to be a concern. So let's just go ahead and get that out right now. But lightning in a bottle. At that size, you better be, but he is. Track speed. He's able to take it the house any given play, literally light on his feet. Quickness to win the corner on anybody, can stop on a dime and get going in a hurry the opposite way. Elite vision, in my opinion. Doesn't just try to outrun the defense. He shows patience behind the line of scrimmage. He shows a little tempo in how he moves, and he's just able to find the path to get him minimal contact. So you just love to see it. but he's not afraid to be physical. He will lower the shoulder and fight for extra yards. He's got that dog in him. He does. Small target, so it's not exactly going to be like easy to get a clean hit on him. Lined up everywhere as a pass catcher, and he ran most routes, so he's pretty well put together from a receiving aspect. Natural hands catcher, very scary after the catch. 22 forced missed tackles in 2024. Kind of a really, really good number. He does offer the upside as a return man. Only one career fumble. Love to see it. However, he is undersized. He lacks ideal mass. There were some tackles where he was absolutely ragdolled. You were praying that he would just get up. They were that violent. 13 of his 42 missed tackles last season did come against Toledo in the bowl game. If you're not keeping count, he had 42 missed tackles last season. So that's 31% of his missed tackles. So I do want to see him do it against better competition. Offers nothing in pass pro. Just won't. So, I mean, if you have him on the field, he's a pass catcher. You better use him in that way. Did have 3 muffed punts in 2024. So while there is some upside, at least from an athletic standpoint, as a return man, that's important to note. But I love the dog in him. I got a 4th round grade on him just because for me, it's really hard to buy into that type of size. It just is, but I could definitely see him as a 3rd rounder just because lightning in a bottle, stupid explosive. Before we get back to today's video, I gotta give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. If you download the app, sign up with promo code Broshmo. They match that first deposit up to $1,000 dues. We are in the thick of things when it comes to MLB. We are down the stretch for the NBA. So if you want to get in on any kind of action, whether it be higher or lower on players' stats, they currently have the extender going on where the longer a series goes in the NBA playoffs, the more chances you have to win, get a higher profit boost. So if you have fun with any of that stuff, go ahead, check out Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code Broshmo, but please, as always, play responsibly and play within your means. Coming in at number 7 is Anthony Hankerson out of Oregon State. He's 5'8", 203 pounds, former 3-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. Also participated in track and field as a sprinter during high school. Ends up initially going to Colorado, where he was a part of the rotation his freshman season, and then only managed to get 2 starts in the 12 games he played in 2023, which led him to transferring. Goes to Oregon State, played in 12 games, 7 starts, over 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, big year, and I think it's only up from here. This dude plays with so much dog in him. I'm a huge fan. He runs with absolute violence, never stops moving the feet, displays really good vision and patience, never overstays his welcome in the backfield. He anticipates lanes really well, knows how to get skinny in between the blocks. Nice natural low center of gravity allows him just to run with a good pad level. Great acceleration. He's able to rip off a chunk of yards relatively easy. He had 57 forced missed tackles last year as well. Solid lawn speed gives him some actual home run ability. Good wiggle, able to just make guys miss in one-on-one situations. And I think there's an untapped receiving upside. He only had a drop rate of 3.6% last year, but only had 151 receiving yards. So I think there's more work that can be done there. The upside is there. It is a slender build. He's got room to add on his frame, but it's slender. He runs hard, needs to add more play strength. I would like to see that quite a bit. If defensive linemen can honestly just get their hands on him, he's typically going down dead to rights. Only ran routes out to the flats, but brought down with simple contact as well. His size will limit his ability in pass protection, but him and Desmond Reed are 2 guys I'm like, oh man, they're small, but I love the toughness they play with. I love the anger. It just feels like they're just football players. I got Hankerson one spot higher than Reed because of, well, I don't know. Hankerson's 28 pounds heavier, but I do see both as fourth round, maybe like fringe top 100 players at the current moment. And then these next three players on the list are basically on breakout watch. Can they take their game to the next level? They have put up some big numbers, but there's still, I watched their tape and it left me wanting a little bit more. And I'm going to start with Darius Taylor out of Minnesota, 6 foot, 215 pounds. I do have a third round grade on him, so this is my first day 2 prospect on this list. Former 4-star recruit from the 2023 recruiting class, broke multiple school rushing records and scoring records. Also participated in track and field as a sprinter, relay runner, and discus thrower. He also wrestled, and he's got 6 sisters. Dang, that's a lot. But he ended up getting 4 starts in 2023 for Minnesota. He was the MVP of the Quick Lane Bowl, which led him to be essentially the full-time starter this past season, where he almost ran for over 1,000 yards. He had close to 350 receiving yards, I believe 12 total touchdowns. And he's very much a north-south runner, right? Doesn't like to waste a lot of time in the backfield. He wants to get upfield, and he wants to do so very, very quickly. There's some urgency to him, and I like that. Few backs run as hard as Taylor. Tackling him, it looks unpleasant. It looks like it hurts. He will churn the legs through contact. He can move piles. He can run through arm tackles, displays pretty solid burst when deciding to hit the hole. Good vision, anticipates lanes pretty darn well, and he can shoot those gaps. So I think the vision's very solid. He's a very natural hands catcher on top of that. Had a drop rate last year of 5%, but they were going to him a ton. He's very sound in pass pro as well. You can recognize blitzers and engage defenders with good leverage. However, he just lacks that top end speed and acceleration to really turn chunk plays into breakaway plays. He runs with a high pad level. It just kind of takes away from his power in general and his contact balance. I would like to see him get a little more creative as a runner. There are times where when lanes are clogged, he's just going to kind of run into the back of his offensive lineman. And yeah, at some point it's like, okay, well, I don't want to get too crazy and end up losing a ton of yards, but I would like to see at least a little bit of that, because I think he can create, because he is just tough to bring down. He did run the basic running back route tree, but he did it hella good, was very productive. So I mean, it's rare you're going to find running backs that really do more than your hitches, maybe your angle routes, throw a wheel route in there, screens off to the flats. It's just rare. You're going to see much more than that. But I like Taylor. At number 5 is Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds, former 4-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. He was a running back and return man in high school. He also participated in track and field as a sprinter, where he clocked a 10.84 second 100 meter and a 23.04 second 200 meters. He was essentially just a backup his freshman season, did manage to get 2 starts, and then he started to whittle his way into the rotation in 2023. 2024 was kind of his coming out party. He was the full-time starter, started the first 9 games, unfortunately suffered a season-ending knee injury. Still ended up making second team All-SEC. He was named the offensive MVP for the Aggies after the season at a team banquet, but ended up going for 765 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's why he kind of falls into, like, he was in the midst of a breakout year, and then he got hurt. There's some stuff I still want to see with him, but let's go over the good, because a great combination of size and speed. He has added 25 pounds since showing up at College Station, and he's done so without sacrificing that speed, that track speed. He accelerates to top speed really quickly. He can just plant and go, primarily more of this one cut type of back, but he has shown a little shiftiness and wiggle through traffic. He's got the lateral quicks to allow him to shake defenders in one-on-one situations. He has the speed to win any and all foot races. He's got no problem lowering the shoulder. He eats upper body contact exceptionally well. Always falls forward to get those extra yards. And his vision as the season went on was so much improved. He showed much better anticipation of when holes or lanes were going to open up or expand. However, he runs upright. He runs with a tall pad level. He needs to do a better job of just kind of like shrinking that hit box. Also, he lowers the shoulder, because I mentioned he doesn't mind lowering the shoulder. It's just feels like he does it late. He does it during contact rather than into contact. He could be a bit more patient in the backfield, maybe wait for those cutback opportunities. But I said we saw much improvement in terms of the vision as the 2024 season went on. You can't really trust this guy to stay on the field as a pass protector. Just he's not good at it. Hasn't really been utilized in the screen game much. I do think there's some receiving upside, but there's just questions about his use in the passing game right now at this point. So I would like to see more of that. I would like to see a higher forced missed tackle rate as well. But he's that home run hitter, like 4.4 yards after contact last year. I think that is it's the second most in this draft class. So there's something there. I'm just saying there's something there. And then my final potential breakout player, or just the guy that left me wanting more, is Mekhi Hughes. He's coming in at number 4 here. Out of Oregon, he's 5'11", 205 pounds. He was formerly a 3-star recruit out of the 2022 recruiting class. Began his career at Tulane. He did miss his freshman season with injury, so he ended up redshirting. But then 2023, 9 starts, first team All-AAC. He was the AAC Freshman Player of the Year. And then this past year for Tulane, it was rinse and repeat, man. Started all 14 games. First team All-AAC. Ran for over 1,400 yards. Had 180 receiving yards, 17 total touchdowns. You love to see it. There were a bit of drops in his game. 16.7% drop rate this past year. Not great. But now he takes his game to Oregon, and I'm very excited because he's got great vision. He sets up blocks and can find cutback lanes. He plays with very light feet. I love the change of direction. He can do it at a moment's notice. He knows how to tempo his runs and when to kick it into third gear. He had 19 runs of 15 plus yards last year. He has good acceleration, legit home run speed, plays with a low pad level, great leg drive, finishes runs with physicality. Another guy that, okay, he's 205. He's not the biggest guy on this list, but far from the smallest. But he runs with that physicality. And he has yet to fumble once in his career. You love to see it. Ball security, it kind of matters. However, he has the ability to make defenders miss. But golly, he leans too much into, I want to lower the shoulder. I want to out physical these defenders. Make them miss, man. You're shifty as hell. Get out there and dance. Dance a little bit to make these guys miss in one-on-one situations. Occasionally, he does bounce runs outside a bit prematurely, so maybe a bit more patient, maybe a little bit more willingness to wait for lanes to develop. Limited production in the receiving game, that's just kind of how it is. Ran the basic running back route tree, kind of is what it is. Did improve in pass pro, but he wins more with effort rather than technique. Again, this dude's a competitor, and I love it. However, I do want to see a little bit more, especially at Oregon, taking your game to the Power 4. I'm very excited when it comes to Hughes. At number 3, it's Nicholas Singleton out of Penn State. He's 6 foot, 220 pounds. Top 50 grade on this cat. Former 5-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. He holds his high school record for career rushing yards and touchdowns. He was Pennsylvania's Gatorade Player of the Year in 2021. He participated in track and field in the 100-meter, 200-meter shot put, and the 4x100 relay. He volunteered at high school's midget football program. He also took part in Mifflin's elementary school literacy outreach program, and he also volunteers at community cleanup events. So he's a guy with a big heart. You love to see it. Had a very productive year last year. Was an immediate guy that was worked into the rotation. 2022, he had 8 starts, made third team All Big Ten. In 2023, started all 13, or he played in all 13 games with 7 starts. Once again, third team All Big Ten. And then last year, played in every game, 12 starts, did miss a game with a minor injury. And oh, golly, listen, there's no denying the combination of size and speed is ludicrous with him. It just is. It gives you that Jonathan Taylor vibe, right? He's very fast. He's very explosive. He is a big play waiting to happen. But golly, with a missed tackle rate of 0.19, 0.19%, that's not great. I mean, the yak is fine. The yards after contact in this regard, it's fine. But it really, like, his bread and butter is like good receiving back, great size and speed. And that's you're kind of just betting on that. Really, he won't shy away from contact. Matter of fact, he just relishes it. He'll lower the shoulder. And I think that kind of leads to maybe the not so fantastic missed tackle rate. Runs low, keeps his feet moving through contact. The upside as a pass catcher is insane with 787 career receiving yards. He also has a kick returner, 1,068 return yards. Love it. Gets upfield quickly and just ran away from defenders in the flat. Processes pressure pre-snap really well. Displays good anticipation for blitzes. Able to put himself between the quarterback and the defender. It's just, golly, man. He is I feel like he's overeager to get things going once he gets the football. The vision's very inconsistent. He just wants to get upfield really, really quickly. Oh, hey, Gojo. Gojo is in here. What, are you a Nicholas Singleton fan, bud? Probably are. He is slow to find the cutback lane. He just is. I feel like he leaves a lot of yards on the table. I feel like there's a lack of swivel in the hips when trying to get upfield. So maybe that power steering needs some more fluid, but I just don't feel like he's got that like can turn cut on a dime. Maybe not elite cutting ability, but it's still pretty darn good. Don't get me wrong. Not very dynamic as a runner. Just not. He's just not. He'll either run through you or by you. That's all he kind of does. No nonsense runner. He probably goes down on first contact. Just does. Should be breaking arm tackles at a better rate given his traits. Needs to secure passes before looking upfield. Had a few focus drops. That drop rate last year was 8.9%. But again, you look at this. You look at the prospect. You look at the tools. You look at that receiving upside, that return upside. There's no denying that. At number 2, it's Jonah Coleman out of Washington. Personally, my favorite running back currently in this draft class, but he's 5'9", 228 pounds. Former 3-star recruit out of the 2022 recruiting class. Initially went to Arizona, where he was part of the rotation as a freshman, but really kind of broke out in 2023, where he had 5 starts through 13 games. He ended up following head coach Jed Fish to Washington, and last year had 11 starts, made third team All Big Ten, won Washington's offensive MVP of the year, had over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, did a little bit in the receiving, but 67 forced missed tackles. That is the second most on this list, or at least on my summer watch list. A missed tackle rate of 0.35, yards after contact of 4.34. And then he had 38 runs of 10 or more yards. Just nuts, just nuts. He's got a bowling ball like build. That's just my type of running back. I love guys that are built like a bowling ball and just hammer the pins. The dude is a strike waiting to happen. Very powerful and girthy. That's right, I said it. Girthy lower body, thick thighs, just allows him to run through arm tackles. drives his feet through contact, always falls forward for extra yards, has a very underrated stiff arm in my opinion, displays good vision and ability to kind of bob and weave through blocks, very light on his feet for a bigger back, very fluent from his cut to acceleration. I think he's primed for a wide zone blocking scheme. Played predominantly in a zone scheme there under Coach Fish. But dude's got soft hands as a pass catcher. Only one career drop. Didn't have a drop last year. He gets to top speed in a hurry. Just allows him to rip off those chunks of yards. Wins in pass pro with leverage and strength. Always finds someone to hit in pass pro. I already mentioned. I think I already mentioned. No, I think I was talking about the drops. But no fumbles through his career. So you love to see it. I didn't have many negative things to write about with him. Like, okay, the change of direction's a bit cumbersome, but it is what it is. He's 228. He does get to top speed quickly, but I wouldn't say it's elite top speed. Whatever, when you're ripping off 38 plays of 10 plus yards, that's good. It's kind of great. Did I mention the most among my summer watch list among the running backs? So I'm okay with it. Sometimes runs into the backside of his blockers, so the vision's good, not elite. And strictly was a swing and screen type of guy. Just kind of unpolished as a route runner, but I'm just not gonna lie to y'all, I don't really care that much. I love this dude's running style. I love how effective he's been. I got a top 50 grade on him. This borderline's on a first round grade. Just kind of want to see how the season looks for him. And then at number 1, it's Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. He's 6 foot, 212 pounds. Him and Coleman are neck and neck for me. They're very close to one another. When it comes to my big board, they're both fringe first rounders in my opinion. When it comes to this running back class, Love just edging out Coleman, but I wouldn't be mad if people had Coleman over Love. I think they're that close to one another. But when it comes to Love, he's a former 4-star recruit. From the 2023 recruiting class, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Missouri. He also participated in track and field, winning the Missouri Class 5 state title in the 100 meter and also in the long jump. His freshman year, he played in all 13 games, but he got only one start, being in the final game of the year. This year started all 16, over 1,100 yards, 17 rushing touchdowns, also had 229 receiving yards with 2 receiving touchdowns. Very hard-nosed runner. He played a good mix of zone and gap, but I feel like he's kind of primed for a gap blocking scheme or maybe a zone heavy, inside zone heavy blocking scheme, because he's a hard-nosed runner, looks hard to take down, looks painful to take down, runs with a good low pad level, keeps the legs churning through contact, can carry defenders for extra yards, light on his feet behind the line of scrimmage, able to jump around and find an open lane, good vision, doesn't overstay the welcome in the backfield, accelerates well once he just plants his foot into the ground. Home run potential with that straight line speed. Keep in mind, this guy won a state title in the 100 meter. He just he just hits the flat, just with flat out speed. The guy can run. Just nice wheels. I mean, if you look at him on wheel routes or just hitting the flats and then able just to outrun, yeah, I love it. And I mean, it's a good combination of size and speed because he's got the play strength. He's a very formidable pass protector. Another guy that hasn't fumbled in his career. You love to see it. It's just, I don't think he's that dynamic as a ball carrier. It's basically, I'm hard to bring down. Eat my physicality, you know? Doesn't really have that shimmy or shake to make guys miss. Again, just going to run you over. Runs the basic running back route tree, but that's fine. Again, more of a nitpick. Not something that really holds much weight when it comes to my grading scale, which not really a scale. I look at guys like, oh, I'd take him in the top 50. Does need better timing when dropping his anchor in pass pro, but more of a nitpick than anything else. Absolutely phenomenal prospect. I'm a big fan of Jeremiah Love. But I'm a hard sell when it comes to running backs in the first round. I have to really, really fall in love with you, but I think Love and Coleman are kind of in the right place with really good yards after contact, great forced missed tackle rates. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about some of these honorable mentions. As at number 11, it was Jaden Ott, who formerly of California, now at Oklahoma. Just someone that I didn't love his tape last year for my summer deep dive. I think he was probably, he may have snuck into my top 10, but I just thought he was like fine, not great, not a very dynamic athlete who struggled to eat contact around the line of scrimmage, but he's got good vision, relatively solid athlete. So I think he's like good, not great running back, in my opinion. Then there's Quintravion Wisner out of Texas. Very interesting. He's coming in at 6 foot 194. Needs to add bulk. Reports are he is up to 200 pounds during spring practices, but yeah, Lee, man, he was another guy that got brought down regularly by clean contact. His yards after contact just over 3 yards, so it's like, okay, it is what it is. Some people might bring up Jamal Haynes out of Georgia Tech. I think he's got great speed, like legit blazer. I mean, he's 5'9", 190, not great size, but if you're fast, you can make it work. Low key, watch out. Like Jeremiah Love, really good prospect. But Jadarian Price, I think, is very interesting out at Notre Dame. He's 5'11", 202. He can be a bit too bouncy, but he's got that home run speed. He's very light on his feet. He's got some good shimmy. He had his yards after contact last year were 4.5. So I think there might be something there with him. I really do. Katron Allen, Fat Man Allen. He wasn't my cup of tea last year. He's still not my cup of tea. I see him more as this like 5th, 6th round pick. Just not a very dynamic athlete. Didn't really, just a moderate or modest forced missed tackle rate and yards after contact. But I know people like him. Rasul Bijan, formerly of Utah State, now out of South Carolina. He's got such fun tape. If you want to talk about maybe like the shiftiest one-cut runner that could just bounce around and might have like the best vision in this class, just kind of sucks. He's 26 years old, or he's going to be 26 his rookie year. So essentially, you're probably getting a 1 year or a one contract type of guy. Some people are going to like Roman Hemby. It kind of feels like he's a big home run back. Really good receiving upside though. I think he had 276 yards receiving last year. So good potential there. A guy that I'm looking to watch is Caden Fegan out of Illinois. I just didn't get a chance to get to him. I should mention these two guys. CJ Baxter, who's coming off the injury where what was the injury specifically? He tore his LCL and PCL, but it wasn't too long ago, I believe. Didn't he have a... Yeah, no, okay, never mind. He had a red shirt last year, but you're talking about a dude that's pretty quick at 6'1", 230 pounds. You just kind of want to see him be healthy for a season. So I got a TBD grade on him. I got a TBD grade on Justice Haynes, formerly of Alabama, now at Michigan. Another guy that kind of feels like a one-cut runner, good vision, but I wouldn't say he's like a top-end athlete. So we'll see how he does at Michigan. But let me know who are some of your favorite running back prospects in the comment section below. If you didn't hear me name a guy on this list, then of course, let me know who they are in the comment section below. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.